Hey guys, this is Irene. I just wanted to come and give a quick commentary on Candance Owens and the comment she made regarding Hitler. Now, I'm going to be doing a full analysis of the Q&A session, which was about an hour long on my main channel. So I'm not going to get into a lot of detail here because her Hitler comment, first of all, she brought up Hitler more than once. So I don't know if Hitler is like a hero of hers, or if the Shuck and Jive just got, too vigorous and she, lost her, thinking process and her rational judgment and, started making poor choices. But the entire Q&A session that she did and the aesthetics of that Q&A session, the aesthetics of that room are insane. And so I'm going to be covering that on my main channel. But for this channel, I just really quick want to play her comment and explain why the backpedaling won't work. When I do this on my main channel, it's going to be part of my paternalism series, and I'm going to start that series on Monday with letting white people define what paternalism is, because it's their word, it's not my word. And then the very next day, we're going to look at this video in its entirety, and I think it's easy to see it with like brand new eyes once you have a white person who creates your textbooks or the textbooks for your children explain what paternalism is and how they've become the salvation of the Negro. So let me give my visual and audio FBI warning disclaimer before I share this clip with you. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for the purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. We're going to be using this for the purposes of criticism, news reporting, and a little bit of teaching, right? But mostly criticism and news reporting. And let's go ahead and get into it. As you can see, I have the whole thing here. It's an hour, and she starts with the mess like early on. But by this time, 40 minutes in, she's in full, it's like she's got her full dance on, her hat, her coattails, all of that. She's ready. And this is what comes out of her mouth.
Yeah, so in the current age, I feel like the political debate stems around nationalism and globalism, which, however, they're weaponized with the media. I feel especially in Europe and like in America, these movements are being energized. Do you feel the momentum will last? In regards to the EU, Guy Verhofstadt referred to his base of the movement as the summer of populism in quotation marks. But 2 years down the line, these governments are realizing there's a clear trajectory in the opposite, like the status against the status quo. How do you feel like the long-term prognosis is for these particular movements? Well,
I love how he says against the status quo. And what is the status quo of the West? Like, that's what you have to think of. I'm going to do my best to not analyze this because I'm doing it on my main channel, but it's just so hard because I'm telling you, this whole meeting was so deep from beginning to end. I couldn't with the whole thing. It's hard. It's hard to not speak.
The American media is doing everything they can to poison the term nationalism. Just like any idea, there's good nationalism and bad nationalism. Your nationalism is rooted on very good ideas and defense of common law and free enterprise, then yeah, sign me up for a nationalist for the UK or the United States. The idea of a nation state is so fundamental to a functioning society. Never forget that there has been the creation of trying to assimilate nations by force has led more mass casualty than almost any other global elitist trend over the last 100 years, whether it be post-World War I structuring that led to World War II, whether it be the Soviet bloc or the colonization of certain African nations. The idea that the elites can put forth arbitrary borders in Iraq, for example, which led to the complete and total arbitrary segregation of the Kurds, the Shias, and the Sunnis, will lead to more casualty than the protection of independently created national sovereignty, of which we are very, very big proponents, obviously. Now, the globalists don't believe that. They look at the EU, they're doing everything they can to erode national identity, to unify the currency, to destroy any sort of independent language or linguistic capacity to communicate. And this should be a huge fear to any of us that believe in freedom, because as soon as they can control 9 different nations, they will impose absolute statism independently, quickly, and dramatically. And that's why we were so enthused by Brexit, but now a little worried that the elites are doing everything they can to thwart the will of the common man of Britain.
So his answer was very, very careful and calculated. She just was like, I know why I'm here, you know. Let me just go ahead and put my tap dance shoes on. His answer was worded in a way which I'm not going to pick apart today because, like I said, I'm going to present the definition of paternalism from a white perspective before I pick apart everything that every white person in this room says. But Candace, she's like, well, I's here, massa, and she's about to just do it.
I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist. But if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German.
So literally, she just said, people equate nationalism to what Hitler did. Hitler wasn't a nationalist. He was a National Socialist. But his main problem was that wanting to make Germany great wasn't an issue. It was when he wanted to do stuff outside of Germany that was a problem. The problem is that Hitler did a whole lot of crap inside of Germany that was an issue because they viewed white superiority as essential. And they didn't want non-whites in their space mucking up their nation.
Speaking German, everybody look a different way. That's not, to me, that's not nationalism. In thinking about how it could go bad down the line, I don't really have an issue with nationalism. I really don't. I think that it's okay. It's important to retain your country's identity and to make sure that what's happening here, which I think is incredibly worrisome in terms of the decrease.
Okay, so she's about to talk about the decrease in birth rates. So in birth rates for whites, right? When I tell you the dance that she does during this Q&A is nauseous making. So she just basically praised Hitler and said the only problem with Hitler is that he didn't get to, he shouldn't have tried to do anything outside of his own area, right? Which is piggybacking off of what old boy said, which is, hey, we like our white areas. We went out there and we tried to, you know, boss people around and draw lines in other sands and look at where we are now. She piggybacked on that and is like, Hitler's a great example. Everything he was doing in Germany was dope. It was when he went off into other areas and tried to engage other people and make them like Germany. Now she's about to go, and I totally understand why, because all the white people are dying. That's a problem. She's literally about to say this.
The birth rate that we're seeing in the UK is what you kind of want to avoid. So I don't have anything problem. I have no problems with that. Yeah, I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist. But if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German, everybody to look a different way. That's not, to me, that's not nationalism. In thinking about how it could go bad down the line, I don't really have an issue with nationalism. I really don't. I think that it's okay. It's important to retain your country's identity and to make sure that what's happening here, which I think is incredibly worrisome in terms of the decrease in the birth rate that we're seeing in the UK, is what you kind of want to avoid. So I don't have anything problem. I have no problems with nationalism. It's globalism that I try to avoid.
Yeah, and it just gets worse, y'all. She just does the most during this. So she tried a little like petty backpedal. I'm not going to quote her backpedal. It was basically like Hitler was really a monster. My point was that he wasn't a nationalist. No, her point was deeper than that. Okay. A lot of the words that left her mouth. And then when you follow it up with the more appeal to whiteness, like, and I understand why you guys would want it because you're not reproducing. Your birth rates were so low. That's so troubling. And da 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 da. You know, yeah. I don't care about her clarification. You know, she was like, I'm not going to backpedal. I'll just clarify. And her clarification is literally irrelevant to me because it's just crap. If you watch the entirety, which we're going to be doing on my main channel, of her rhetoric, she starts off by debasing herself and raising up white people. I mean, it's just the aesthetics of it are disgusting. The conversation is disgusting. And how she walked out of there with any self-dignity, like, I just don't even understand. But I can see why Kanye West felt used after jumping on board with her and Donald Trump, because it was just a disgusting scene. What I will say is that white people are joining forces worldwide. You know, they had a few dissenters, but they're actually in the UK. Candace and her white owner are in the UK because of the fact that they are trying to recruit European nations to the nationalist cause because white people are stronger together. And I kid you not, they literally, not with that exact verbiage, but that's what they say during this Q&A session. So it's going to be an interesting conversation next week on my main channel. Candance Owens, she's got her tap shoes on, her glitter hat, her Michael Jackson gloves. Like, she's doing the absolute most with the dance. And if you thought that one comment was bad, then wait until you hear the rest of that Q&A session, because she could not be stopped, okay? She could not be stopped. Even the white people, I think, were shocked at some of the things she was saying. But, you know, they like a Negro that knows their place. And Candance Owens is full on with the paternalism. And I just cannot wait to start that series on whitesplaining on Monday on my channel, because when we kick it off with McGraw-Hill's expose on paternalism, white European paternalism, I think it's going to blow your mind. And then we'll be able to look at the full Q&A session that she did with her owner or her leader or her boss, whatever you want to call, right? With eyes of a different mind, because we're going to know where all of the white faces in the room are coming from, and it will make the words coming out of her mouth even more grotesque and disgusting. So with that said, I'm out of here, and I'll talk to you guys later.